On today's show, the football team looks to bounce back with a homecoming victory.
The women's soccer team looks to keep rolling when they take their show on the road to Arizona.
And the volleyball team looks forward to a homestand this weekend versus USC and UCLA.
All that and more on Inside the Lines.
And hello, everyone, and welcome to Lines. I'm Tom Giulianella.
And I'm Michelle Ledka.
And we have a great show lined up for you today. Let's get right to the highlights. After coming off a blowout loss to Oregon, the Cougs were looking to get their first Pac-10 win of the season in front of a rowdy homecoming crowd versus Arizona State. The Sun Devils entered the game with a 2-2 record, but brought with them one of the top-ranked defense in the nation. So on that note, let's get to the highlights. Early in the first quarter, it was Arizona State with the ball at midfield in their first offensive series when Dimitri Nance fumbles the ball and Casey Hamlet recovers for the Cougars. Dan Spitz forces the fumble. But then on the subsequent possession, Reed Forrest, when the Cougars were facing fourth down, took matters into his own hands. He fakes the punt and runs it out of bounds to the ASU 34 for a 15-yard gain. Fast forward to late in the first quarter with ASU up 7-0. Quarterback Danny Sullivan pulled off the play action, but he's intercepted here by Lewis Bland. He returns the ball 24 yards, leaving the Devils with only a 7-point lead after one. Bland, as you can see, very happy there. Early in the second quarter was ASU ball at the WSU 16 when the quarterback fumbles the snap. Brock Osweiler fumbles it, and pouncing on it is Brandon Jones. Look at the slow motion replay again. A little high and wide snap to the right. Goes off Osweiler's right hand. That's when Jones got it at the WSU 22-yard line. In the next ASU offensive series, the WSU run defense showed signs of life as Jesse Fagan knocked down Cameron Marshall for a 4-yard loss. Fagan pumped up there, as you can see. ASU was up 19-0 5 minutes in the third quarter when quarterback Danny Sullivan faked the handoff, pass, only to get intercepted by Xavier Hicks before the ball was to hit the ground. Hicks eventually returned the pick 15 yards all the way to the WSU 40, along with got it also in a couple of nice cuts there, left and right on the INT return. In the next ASU possession, Danny Sullivan took the snap from shotgun at the WSU 37, completed this bullet pass to receiver Joe Robinson, but then he fumbles it, and it's recovered by Chima Wachiku. Lewis Bland forced the fumble. Cougars ball at their own 23. In the next ASU possession with the ball at their own 40, Sullivan pulled off a great play action fake, but he was hit by Xavier Hicks and intercepted on that lob of a pass, that duck of a pass by Andy Mattingly. Then later, Jeff Toole completes this pass to Jared Carset. What? Oh, sorry. And then on the very next play, Toole, play action fake, roll left, throws across his body. Great diving catch made by Carstetter in the end zone. Came out of nowhere to make that catch. That puts the Cougars on the board and within 12 of Arizona State. On the next ASU offensive series, Sullivan throws, and that pass goes incomplete thanks to a big hit by lucky number 13, Myron Beck. And then in the next WSU offensive series, it's Jeff Toole who completes this play-action pass with the help of a great leaping catch by Daniel Blackridge, who fills out of bounds at the ASU 45. The Devils' lead became 27-7 early in the fourth when WSU provided this great highlight. Jeff Toole from the one, pass from the end zone to Johnny Forsani, Calgary's own. Oh, Canada, look at him go into the end zone. 99 yards, that's a school record, and it's a record that can't be broken. It can only be tied. Great pass by Toole and a great catch by Forsani, but the Cougars lose 27-14. That drops into 1-5 this year. But
oh, it's a great sign. People got to look. That's the thing. As coaches, we see the players feel it. I know within our players and coaches, we feel really good about our progress. We know we've made come a long ways, but we're surely not happy with the fact we're not winning the games we want to win. So that's the frustrating part we're battling. But the only thing we can do is keep taking steps. And from a year ago till now, we've come a long, long ways. In a lot of ways, I think we're the most improved team in the Pac-10. And I say that because of where we were a year ago and see what we've done in terms of how far we've come in 1 year. I think we've done a lot of great things in that regard. It's just it's where was your starting point, and then where do you got to go from there. And I'm really happy with the progress we've made, but I am not satisfied by no means with the outcome. But we are taking the steps, and we're moving the right way now, and so I feel very good about that, and so do the players.
Team in the Pac-10. To me, anyways, that seems like a very profound statement.
I totally agree, and as much as I hate to say this, I have to say I would pick the Huskies over the Cougars on that one. I mean, after going 0-12 last season and this year beating USC and putting up a really tough fight against Notre Dame, I mean, tough call.
Well, there's nowhere to go but up after you go 0-12. I would pick them, and I would pick Stanford, who started 3-0 this year in the Pac-10 as the two most improved teams.
Exactly. Well, the WSU volleyball team had a tough weekend down in California. The Cougars, who were 25 at the time, headed to Palo Alto Saturday to face the number 7 Cardinal. Megan Gamser, Jackie Albright, Rachel Todorovic, and Brittany Tillman all had double-digit kills for the Cougars. Renee Borderline didn't travel with the team due to illness, but obviously recovered quickly as she added 49 assists on the day. While the Cougars outblocked the Cardinal 21-10, it just wasn't enough as the Cougs fell in 4 sets, 25-23, 20-25, and 25-22 in both the third and the fourth. With no time to mourn the loss, the Cougars traveled 25 miles south to Berkeley the next day to face number 15 Cal. Unfortunately, the Cougars didn't fare quite as well against the Golden Bears as they did against the Cardinals. Hannah Kultra led the charge against the Cougars with 19 kills and hit a .576 for the Golden Bears. Contrary to their last game, the Cougars had no players with double-digit kills and hit a dismal 158 as a team, while the Bears hit a 630. WSU finished the swing, dropping both games by a combined 6-1. The Cougs return to Bowler Gym this week, but the outlook's not much better as they host number 13 USC Friday and finish it up with number 16 UCLA Saturday. Both games start at 7 o'clock and are expected to be packed, so if you plan to attend, make sure you get there early to support our Cougs. Well, we're going to take a quick commercial break now.
But don't go anywhere because there is much more to come on ITL when we come back.
Stay tuned.
Okay. Welcome back. The Cougar soccer team traveled to Seattle this past weekend to take on rival University of Washington as well as Seattle U. The Cougs opened Pac-10 play with a 1-1 tie versus the Dogs, but bounced back with a 3-2 victory over Seattle U. We were able to catch up with Coach Potter this week after practice. Here's what he had to say.
I'm Abby Vansel, and I'm here with Coach Potter of the women's soccer team. Hi, Coach Potter. How are you?
Good afternoon. How are you today?
I'm good. So you've gained a lot of attention and respect for the turnaround that you've made for the team. Last year you went to tournament, and this year you're ranked. How do you plan on continue building the program?
Well, it's obviously nice to get recognized for the work and the time that you put in, but I think more importantly, our student athletes are leading the charge. So, we keep building on what we're doing, and it's nice that other people are recognizing it, but our job is to kind of keep our focus. So that's what we're doing.
And how do you see this season going for you?
Well, hopefully it goes very well. The goal obviously is to get back into the tournament, and that would be progress for our program to do it back-to-back years. So that's the overall goal, and we're working towards that. We've had a great non-conference to finish 8-3. I think is a great mark. And Pac-10, we laid down a marker in terms of Washington. We went over there and we tied the game. We didn't lose, and that's 6 years in a row now. So that's always a good feeling.
Nice. You have a similar record to the Sun Devils, about 7 wins and 3 losses. So how do you plan on going to such a team that does so well on their home games? How do you plan on addressing that and preparing your team to pull through